Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video. Hope you guys are all doing well. In today's video, it is my absolute pleasure to say that we have 7-4 back on the channel. Now, some of you guys who've been watching me for years, I know there's some of you out there, will know that 7-4 is one of the best Xbow Cycle players of all time. In my personal opinion, he is the best, and he's also just my favorite 3-point Xbow Cycle player ever, personally. Like, it's just a personal thing. I feel like you could argue about this topic forever. You know, people say, oh, Aragon, Titan, and I would say all of those guys, like, everyone deserves to have their name up there. I don't personally put my name up there. I'd say I'm just more of a, I do have some nice achievements, but I enjoy like teaching you guys and making educational, insightful, entertaining content instead. But these guys are like the best of the best in terms of their finishes, in terms of everything. You know, 7-4 has numerous top 50 ladder finishes, numerous top 50 global tourney finishes. I think he has like over 30 top 100 GTs, someone said once. I don't actually remember, I didn't calculate, but I probably have calculated in one of my other videos. I'll link my last 7-4 video in the description below if you're interested in watching, but basically, he is one of my favorite players in the game overall, and my favorite Xbow Cycle player. And I was able to talk to him recently. He's actually back and playing, and this is interesting because it's like, you know, the worst time to be back. Like, this is the peak Evolutions meta. Evolutions were just released, and it is currently like season end right now, and it's pretty much like, I don't know, like there's Evo Royal Giant, there's Hog EQ Evo Firecracker, and one thing I've always respected about 7-4 is he always played 3.0 Xbow Cycle. Like, that's about it. Actually, I did ask him why he chose this deck to begin with. I forgot what he said. I think it was something with like easy to upgrade, or I don't remember exactly. One of the best Xbow players has told me that before. Maybe it was Best or someone. Also, I'm going to do a collab with Best hopefully soon. We've been talking about it together as well, and he said he was down for it, so it's going to be pretty fun. Best and A. But yeah, right now we're here to watch 7-4's content, or gameplay rather, and hopefully I can give you guys some entertaining content with my commentary over his gameplay, because I'll just do like some play-by-plays and explain hopefully his thought process while he's playing, or just explain the plays that I can see being like occurring on the field at the time. My English is like so off, but okay, goes for a lightning, really terrible lightning on his opponent's end right here. And we're up against E-Giant for the first game, so 7-4 is about 2.68k right now. I think he's like just barely out of top 1k range, maybe like a few off. So this E-Giant, he is just going to go for a Tesla. Notice 7-4 hasn't really gone for many offensive Xbows. I'm actually noticing, like, right there, I might have tried to punish that E-Giant personally, like, or that Lightning, rather, with an Xbow, but 7-4 is a very patient player, and people always ask me, like, what is your, okay, really bad Xbow, I feel like, or Lightning, rather, I feel like he definitely should Xbow right here. No, he just fireballs straight up, wow. That is really surprising to me, because I personally definitely would have Xbow to punish, whether it was with the Tesla or opposite lane. So very interesting to see how 7-4 plays. But another thing, by the way, guys, 7-4 literally retired. I should have said this sooner. He retired from the game for like 8 months or however long it was since my last video. He barely has played like serious ladder since then, at least, and now he's back on ladder, and he pushed from Challenger 1 to 2.7k where he is right now in like 3 days. So just let that sink in for a bit. It's very impressive stuff. Some top players don't think it's very impressive, like on Twitter I've been posting as well, and some people just say, oh, it's not that impressive, but you know, to me, this is definitely a very impressive return and just gameplay. So just straight up fireball on the tower again. I definitely just want to analyze 7-4's gameplay and see what I can take away from it for myself personally, because I'm always trying to get better with this deck through Xbow Cycle, always trying to help you guys get better as well. So just very interested to see, you know, what exactly he does, how he plays, and just lightning comes down plus NATO. Thankfully, GK does not dash onto tower in spite of that NATO, and lightning Tesla's coming down, and again just straight up fireball on the tower. So no offensive Xbows, defensive Xbow comes down, and something that 7-4 does, opponent's just starting to lightning cycle now. What he needs to do is get a Golden Knight down and then start lightning cycling with a 3-card cycle, but looks like he doesn't really want to do that. He went lightning first, so I feel like that's a bit of a mistake, and he definitely has to go for an E-Giant right now to pressure. If he just goes for lightnings, I feel like 7-4 will probably get the better of it. But we'll see. Like, I mean, he can't really push. Like, 7-4 is being really annoying right now for his opponent. Like, just anti-EQ Tesla, anti-EQ Xbow, and just not going in, like, playing passive, playing safe. NATO comes down, but I feel like 7-4 is actually just going to win. Lightning is back, but 7-4 is now pressuring with stuff at the bridge, Archer's at the bridge, and based on what I can see on the board right now in this game state, 7-4 is going to get another fireball log down, and his opponent's only going to get one lightning NATO down, which will actually get out damaged. So he's going to have to go for the lightning right now. It's not going to be enough, and 7-4 was able able to win against E-Giant. Very amazing game right there. It looks close, but it really wasn't. Like 7-4 had it in the driver's seat the whole game. And this is what I wanted to see, like how he plays, what he does, and how he really does it, I guess. That's going to be a very nice first win for the video against Electro Giant. Alright guys, so as you saw, 7-4 was 1049 in the world, 2712, so now I believe this should be the game for top 1k, and let's see what he's up against. Mighty Miner. Oh guys, I think he's going to be up against Hog EQ, and this is what I wanted to see, because, you know, he's been retired for a long time. How's he going to play this matchup? Evo Firecracker's going crazy. I don't think he even played against it much. Like, I've been talking to him quite a bit, like, last couple of weeks, just telling him about the changes in the meta and everything, but he just prefers to play 3.0 still, like no other decks. He didn't even want to play any evolutions, no champions, no Archer Queen, no Evo Firecracker, just straight up 3.0 with Ice Spirit, which is very inspirational too, honestly. He goes for the Xbow, Ice Spirit for his Ice Spirit, and that's actually going to be a lock. Wow, really nice prediction, Ice Spirit there, and that's actually going to get a lot of damage. If 7-4 went for that log sooner, he would have gotten even more damage, but even still, like, you could say that Ice Spirit was game-changing, honestly, because his opponent, you know, Ice Spirit on the Xbow is going to stall it for a while, and I think his opponent expected to jump onto the Xbow, and that's why he wasn't prepared, but 7-4 went for the Ice Spirit in front, and that way, you know, it's such a small play, but it makes all the difference. Skeleton Cycle at the bridge, very huge thing I actually want to point out here, because his opponent does have Firecracker, so if he cycles Skeletons at the back, I think he could possibly get a Firecracker at the bridge for his opponent, and he wants to avoid that if possible. So, yeah, Mighty Miner Hog comes down. He's going to go for the anti-EQ Tesla, so very interesting. I want to see his placements here, because sometimes you go for the non-anti-EQ Tesla to bait out a bad Earthquake, but here, just logs, and actually King Tower's already activated. I guess he activated off a Firecracker earlier. I didn't even see it, honestly, but I mean, makes sense. He probably would have. You guys probably saw it in the replay. And that's going to be absolutely huge, because right now I believe 7-4 actually can win this game. Like, you know, it's Hog EQ. Good Ice Spirit too. I think his opponent didn't really have anything in cycle. Or maybe he had the Goblins, actually. He should have gone for those to stop it. It looks like he's... Oh, Evo Firecracker at the bridge. As you guys can see, it's such a broken card. Just plays Evo Firecracker at the bridge with a Hog. Gets like 200-300 damage already. So, very strong card. Pretty much, this is the best deck in the entire meta right now, I'd say. This Hog EQ. Evo Firecracker deck, because it also has the Mighty Miner in there with a 3-card cycle, like very ridiculous stuff. So I really want to see how 7-4 deals with this. So split archers in the back, and probably another anti-lightning or anti-EQ pre-Tesla coming down in a sec. Nope, just standard and reaction. 7-4 is a really good reaction time as well, like just, you know, being able to react. And now goes for the Xbow, punishing the aggressive Earthquake plus log. And now we see the Eye Tower, so I think 7-4 is just going to let this go. Skeletons to protect the Archer, very nice, getting value out of his cycle cards just to make sure that Inferno Tower gets taken out. But I think what he wants to do now is probably start pressuring a little bit, or maybe he'll just Fireball. Oh, he just Fireballs the Firecracker on the right. Okay, nice. I've been watching Titan play this matchup, by the way, and he's been Fireball cycling like pretty much the whole game. Second Tesla's going to have to come down, or I guess a log for this Hog. I guess that also works. Yeah, log. Okay, that's something I see Titan do as well, so I'm going to take note of that. Sometimes I think, oh, I have to Expo or even Tesla to kite the Hog over, but no, 7-4 and Titan, when the opponent EQs the Tesla, whether it's up high or even anti or even normal EQ, like they don't go for another building, they go for the archers. And if they EQ not hitting the Teslas, you guys can see full counter, so very nice stuff there. You're going to see, yep, Skeletons to just activate King again. I love doing that myself because it's just like a practice activation kind of thing. Mighty Miner comes down and he just Fireballs Tower pretty much. Tesla, oh, beautiful Tesla, because if he didn't get that down, that would have been like 700 or more damage for his opponent there, I think, because that Firecracker around that one Archer. It's so ridiculous, and I think 7-4 knew that, because you can actually count Evo Firecracker cycle, which is what I've been trying to do as well myself. Like, you know that they have a 2-cycle restriction before they can get the Evo Firecracker down, so I think 7-4 probably knew that he had Evo Firecracker in cycle. Like, you know, this kind of stuff, elixir counting, card cycle counting, just comes natural to a lot of good players, including people like 7-4. Even myself, not, you know, putting myself in a league up there with him, but, like, since I play this game quite a lot, people always ask me, how do you count elixir, how do you track cycle? It just comes to you more naturally. You have, like, an instinct as you play more, and there are ways you can describe it, but at the end of the day, it's just like a feeling as well. Unless you're literally spectating yourself with another device, there's no way to know 100% how much exact elixir both people are at. Anyway, Hog comes down. Going to see a late log once more. Notice the log timing as well, by the way, guys. Like, pretty much last second before the Hog gets a hit on the tower, so it's most optimal. That way, it's going to enable the King Tower to damage the Hog as well, while resetting the attack animation. And I'm getting a bit of lag, unfortunately. I might have to switch to data after this game, but just a simple Skeletons Fireball for that Hog. Tesla for this Firecracker comes down, and Hog is back, but 7-4 is already up so much he doesn't even need to Fireball cycle anymore. I think Log or Ice Spirit, and I lagged out again, yikes, but I think 7-4 probably won this game. Okay, yeah, like I don't know what's going on with my internet, guys. It's been kind of annoying recently. It's been happening a lot, but looks like, the game is over. 7-4 did win, and that's going to be a win against Hog EQ for top 1000, which is very impressive. I mean, he literally retired for a long time. He's back, and he's beating Hog EQ. Like, just comes back, casually beats Hog EQ Mighty Miner, pretty convincingly too, and that's going to put him in the top 1000, 991. Alright guys, so 7-4 is top 1k now, and he's going even higher. I think he wants to get a top 1k finish maybe, or we'll see. I don't even know how high he's going to go, but his best finish was literally number 8, so we can see. But I mean, top 1k after this much time is already impressive enough. Like, I've been top 1k for a while, but I've been struggling to go higher. 7-4 like barely lost on his way up here. He lost some, but I mean, he has very little games played, honestly. Like, this is just how you play optimally. Looks like another Hog EQ right in a row. Kind of tough. Yeah, something 7-4 told me that kind of stuck with me, I guess, was it's not really about like the amount of trophies you have to get or like how much time you have. Like, he always said just relax, just chill out. Just if you think about it, I told him I want to get 3k. I'm at like 2.7, or I'm at like 2. I was at like 2.3. I was super tilted. He said all you have to really do is win 30 games in a row. And like, I mean, he said it so casually, but it kind of made sense in a way. Like, it's like if you just play perfectly every single game, doesn't matter like how long it's going to take, you can get it in 30 games optimally, right? And I guess that's what he tries to go for. So Xbow comes down, EQ Log's going to come down for his opponent. Pretty smart play, because just playing very safe and not really allowing 7-4 to get any Xbow logs, because a bad Hog EQ player will allow the Xbow player to get a lock in single. I would say his last opponent was definitely like, he's obviously up here, but this is a deck that many people are calling boosted right now, like a very broken deck, very overpowered, and essentially some people aren't that good with it in certain matches, especially like Xbow. Like, this is the kind of matchup you would see on paper and think, okay, Hog EQ might have like an extreme hard counter, but it's only if you play correctly that Xbow player has no choice at all, or no chance. Like, the best Xbow players can actually beat this pretty consistently, especially if it's not a good Hog player playing. Like, Titan wins this a lot, believe it or not. I've been recording some of his gameplay too, so yeah. Anyway, Ice Spirit comes down for this Hog. Tesla, anti-EQ again, pretty standard. I think 7-4 is going for the anti-EQ Tesla just because he doesn't want to give his opponent any kind of opportunity to get any kind of Earthquake on tower, because sometimes you go for the low Tesla to bait out a bad EQ. Here we're going to have to see a Tesla like that. Okay, nice. And notice, by the way, guys, 7-4 fireballed the Evo Firecracker. It came down and got a lot of value for a while, but 7-4 was just patient, controlled it, took no damage on his towers, and made sure that he fireballed tower at the end of the day. This is how I see Titan play as well. He makes sure he fireballs tower, and okay, this is going to be... Okay, very nice play by 7-4. Archers and then late fireball. Didn't want to mess up his cycle, I guess, going for a Tesla, because now he has Tesla available for the next Hog, so very nice play, I would say. And... this is a bit annoying though, because like you can see, opponent can just pretty much just spam and go in. There's absolutely no opportunity to get an Xbow lock if their opponent doesn't mess up, because they just have so many counters. They have the bomb tower or eye tower, whatever it is. They have the Mighty Miner, they have the EQ log, they have the Hog, like many Xbow counters. The 7-4 is actually not even playing his Xbow at all. That's how you have to play this matchup, I guess, because that's how he's playing it, and he's winning so far. Hog comes down pre-EQ, so I think we might see a Xbow to punish, but this is problematic. Yeah, we don't actually. I might have gone for like an aggressive Xbow there, but 7-4 already knew. Yeah, his opponent's already back to the Hog, as you guys can see, so he's gonna have to cycle back to a Tesla. He's back now, but this is why it's so annoying, because Mighty Miner 3-card cycle is just broken, and just doesn't really give you any opportunities. Like, if you punish with an Xbow there, he could stall. Like the opponent could stall 7-4's Xbow, or just any instance where they have a Mighty Miner down. They'll get back to a Hog way before you get back to a Tesla, and you can't afford to defend your Xbow at the same time. So it's just a lose-lose situation, really. Gonna see another fireball in the Firecracker. Look how perfectly 7-4 is controlling these Firecrackers, by the way. Like, even though it is kind of unfortunate that Firecracker is getting so much value, and Mighty Miners are like allowing the 3-card cycle to be so broken, and just constant pressure from the Hogs. 7-4 is actually still in the lead right now, because he's just been fireballing tower. He's going same lane, another fireball on tower, and he's actually winning, so he actually has a chance to win right here. But I'm concerned, because again, one Evo Firecracker is going to lose him the entire game, and a bit worried about that. Anyway, anti-EQ Tesla comes down once more. Log might see another fireball, might not, because, okay, yeah, we do. That should be a nice defense, but now this is a bit tough, because now how's he going to defend this? Tesla off to the side. But he has to defend this now, and Log, that's going to be one... Oh, that's one Hog that's going to lose in the game, I think. Like, as I said, guys, one tiny, silly interaction will lose you the game in this matchup. Like, he was playing so well the entire game. He was Fireball cycling. He knew he wouldn't get any value out of his Xbows, which is exactly what Titan does. And then one out cycle because it's a Mighty Miner 3-card cycle, and he takes one hog hit, and it's over. Like, it's just ridiculous, honestly. Log on defense, another Fireball should come down, but I think it's pretty much over. Like, it's just such a tough matchup, honestly. Definitely winnable for 3.0. Like, he even caught the Evo Firecracker. Alright guys, unfortunate loss against Hoggy Q. Their very last second, like literally one hog hit, and 7-4 is against this person, Jo Zin Hopan. Looks like it might be Miner Cycle or just Miner Mortar. Miner Ice Spirit could be anything. We see the log as well. Could also be Miner Wallbreakers, but I don't think that deck has been running Ice Spirit these days. We see Barbs, Muskie. That's going to be a very high value Fireball. Nice Skeletons as well to catch the Barbs. And Ice Spirit too, very well played. And that's going to be a huge lock. And Zhao here has to go for a Miner. And he does. And 7-4 actually catches with the Knight. I can't even tell if that was a reactionary Knight or if he actually just predicted the Miner in the front. Either way, that was super impressive, and that is going to be GG pretty much, like Archer's the Bridge too. I believe he has, yeah, okay, Goblins in this deck, and wow, pre-log for the Goblins. Like, 7-4 literally does not know what the meta is like. He does not know what meta decks people are playing. Like, he's been playing a bit, but he can't really predict stuff like this, and he just knows based on his fundamentals and principles, like, this is the play you have to do. You know, that kind of play, Archer is at the bridge, is a very nice play sometimes, or Knight Skeletons, for example. I like doing that myself when you're up so much that you pretty much just punish with interesting creative punishes like that. And we see low Skeletons and just a clean Fireball and everything. Ice Spirit last second as well. Knight to catch the Miner in the front, wrong spot, and logs the Mortar. And somehow it gets a hit on tower. That, I swear that was dead. But anyways, really nice defense. You'll notice that 7-4 basically didn't panic. He didn't like pre-Tesla for the Mortar that time. He went low Skeletons to let his opponent see, or let his opponent do what he needed to do, which is you can go for Barbs in front and then just got a free Fireball on Mortar plus Barbs. Really nice Goblins by Zhao actually here, because he doesn't really need them to stay alive. And wow, prediction Tesla out of 7-4. Very, very impressive stuff. Basically, because I guess he knew that his opponent was going to go for a Mortar because he was being so aggressive. And yeah, he literally just knew. Like, I don't know what else to say. He just knew. He went for a Tesla when there were already Goblins on the field. Like, he had to have known there's a Mortar coming down. So just very impressive again. Split Archers, and no one really wants to do a defensive Miner against an Ice Spirit. So that's how you know Zhao's in a bad spot here. Barbs come down, just going to get firewalled off. Muskie might come down soon. Nope, Mortar instead. I believe 7-4 is going to either protect this with everything he has, or he's going to get back to a second Xbow. But either way, I have a feeling he's not going to let up on this offensive pressure anytime soon. Ice Spirit Skeletons log for the Muskie. Archers come down and firewall, and it looks like he committed to that one Xbow instead of getting a new one. That's going to be a lock. Very nice fireball, and that's going to be GG, because as I said, you're not really going to come back when you're down this much against someone like 7-4 in any good competent 3.0 player, really, and single down 2k. And I think really just he should not have given that much fireball value. I think another good thing is that no one's really expecting to go against 3.0 these days. Like, it's such a dead deck that they're not really used to, you know, this kind of thing. So I guess he maybe was just being lazy, or he just didn't think 7-4 would be playing 3.0. So he gave that much fireball value right away, but 7-4 had the fireball ready. So very nice win, recovering from that Hog EQ loss and back up in trophies. Alright guys, you're into the next game against 3-Style for life. So I've pretty much finished my season. I'm at 2-9-1-7. I'm sitting here. So now I'm just enjoying watching 7-4 end season. And we're looking like it's going to be up against a Hog deck, I guess, or you just fireballs tower. Okay, I wanted to see what play 7-4 would make in this instance, because it's so annoying when they just go pre-cannon and you can't fireball. Like, that 2-tile down placement is pretty tough, but just fireballs and his opponent fireballs back. So log, it's going to be 3.0 against 2.6, which is really welcome, actually. I haven't seen 2.6 in forever. I feel like it's always Hog EQ. I did actually lose to 2.6 myself with the Xbow Inferno deck, but I feel like that's actually not a good matchup. Like, it's pretty tough. But low Tesla, and he goes for the fireball, misses tower, and that's going to be a lot of damage, but I feel like if that doesn't get another hit, this is going to be really bad for Hardstyle, or 3-Style, I confuse him with a logweight player called Hardstyle, but he's going to be down so much elixir right now, and Xbow on the left, nice play, because he basically has to respond to the Knight Archer in the right, so yeah, he's down so much. Ice Golem as well, Skeleton's the bridge, he has to go cannon right now, and I believe 7-4 might have it covered, does he? Knight, yeah, nice, he knew it was coming down, and that's going to be GG, I think, because that fireball is just really bad by 3-Style for life. Ice Spirit, he's not back to his Ice Golem, so that's going to be it. Like, he can go Skeletons here. He can't do anything. I don't know why he's laughing. Like, he literally did this to himself. That was a really bad fireball. He went Ice Golem, Hog, Fireball at the bridge in, like, the first 1 minute. Like, 2.6 players, man. Honestly, I don't like this matchup at all from 3.0's side. I do think it's probably close to an even matchup, honestly. Like, whoever plays better is probably going to win. But when the 2.6 player plays like this and then BMs as if it's a bad matchup, that's just pretty stupid in my opinion. Anyways, though, looks like 3 Style for Life has Evo Skellies in here, which are really not going to do anything. Like, he does have an advantage, I guess, by having Evo Skellies, but they're pretty much useless. Like, they literally just get logged off. That's whatever I do when I'm playing 3.0, so... Defensive Expo by 7-4. Interesting concept here, because I guess he knows he's up so much damage that he can afford to. Like, it's basically a punish play because it looks defensive, right? But he's pretty much just forcing a fireball out in the wrong lane. Hard Cell, or 3 Style for Life takes it, and 7-4 actually fireballs the Musketeer back, which I found very interesting. And goes for the high Tesla. I assume that was maybe like a... muscle memory from the Hoggy Cube games, or just wanted to go for the high Tesla, I'm not sure. Anyways, though, back to a Hog, and 7-4 has to get back to a Tesla here. Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe he'll just... Okay, Skeletons. He's taking a lot of damage, and really aggressive Fireball. I think 7-4 is going to Expo again. Yeah, he intentionally sacked damage, I guess, to get a huge lock right now, which I hope he can get, because if not, he just took all that damage for nothing. Archers the bridge. Hog comes down, no Fireball in cycle for 3 Style for Life, so should be a decent situation. Ice Spirit to freeze, and Fireballs the Ice Golem. Nice, so he still gets a Fireball at the end of the day, and he still actually has an Expo alive, and Hog is going to be a really terrible Hog, as you guys can see. Don't want to play it in that placement, so they're going to jump over the river and allow the Expo to retarget, so... this guy just seems really tilted, I guess. Maybe he's tilted and playing bad, or maybe he just doesn't like the matchup, but either way, he's certainly not playing it correctly, that's for sure. Knight in front to block... And by the way, don't let that take away from the fact that 7-4 is playing this really well. Like, his opponent's not playing it well at all, but 7-4 is still doing what he has to do. Cannon comes down. I'm going to let it go, because, yeah, that's just 3 elixir that you can't really do anything to unless you fireball in that instance, and I think it was not going to be a good fireball, so... Yeah, we're still going to see another defense. So nice placement, guys. This is going to be the anti-fireball placement, same lane. And nice prediction Knight for the Musketeer. Very well played. I use this very rarely, honestly, but I've noticed that... I guess because 7-4 was up so much at the start, he found that defense festivals were fine to use. I'll have to take note of this and use it in my own gameplay, I guess, because he actually does utilize defense festivals very well, and it's not like it's a defensive like situation. Like, it's not really getting much value. It's just being annoying, like, pretty much, and they have to fireball. It's the right play. You're giving them free tower damage, but you're basically getting momentum yourself. Again, anti-fireball defense festival. This time it's the opposite lane one. Gonna have to get back to a second Tesla too, which he does, and he's just placing his stuff very high, forcing out a fireball high, as you guys can see, not on the tower, and then Archer's opposite lane, which is essentially going to be forcing out more in the other lane, and also it might support a possible Expo counter push. So really nice stuff. Again, has to fireball because it's the anti-fireball Expo placement. Low log, because basically as long as 7-4 keeps 3 Style for Life's fireballs off his tower, there's no chance he's going to win, because he can just keep playing like this, and perfect defense, basically. Like, I know this guy's really mad. He's emoting, like, all the time. He fireball logged the defense spec, so it still isn't enough, so... by the way, would not recommend playing like this if you guys aren't up so much elixir, 7-4, or damage, rather. 7-4 was up, like, 1k in single, so I think that's why he was able to play like this, but otherwise I have a feeling he'd be playing a lot more aggressive, at least with expos, and not using them on defense. But either way, his opponent is so mad, he's spamming emotes the whole game. 7-4 just silent, doesn't say anything. I'll give the global tournament emote for him. That's going to put him much higher up, I think, like maybe top, okay, 8-9, not bad. Alright guys, into our next game against German Maestro. We are 2 off, 2-850 now, which I hope 7-4 can get. Looks like we see another Evo Firecracker, so could very well be Hoggy Q once more. Like, it wouldn't be a surprise. It's literally every single game right here, but we'll see. Could also be like minor Wallbreakers, and we do see the Wallbreakers here, so yeah, I've been playing a lot of minor Wallbreakers. Oh, it's actually drill Wallbreakers, okay. I mean, it's fair. Like, I've been playing against this kind of archetype a lot myself, on my way up to 2900 as well. Like, everyone who's playing minor Wallbreakers, Evo Firecracker, or like drill Wallbreakers, so it's not too surprising, but I want to see how 7-4 deals with this, of course. So goes for the Evo Firecracker. He doesn't have fireball in cycle, actually, so he can't just fireball that. Knight opposite, very interesting play, I guess, because he wants to get a Knight down, but same lane would be silly just to give a Firecracker on tower value. Nice pre-log, actually, out of German Maestro to prevent the king activation. That was really well played, because it worked out very well. Tesla up high, nice play in this matchup, because they basically can't punish. Like, you don't really need a Tesla for too much on defense. Bad Wallbreakers, they go right into the Tesla, and this might be an Expo right here. In fact, I think it definitely is, yeah, because 7-4 knows he's up so much. He has the Tesla on the board. The opponent just wasted Wallbreakers, and there's no reason not to go for Tesla right now. We have to see if he's going to get back to an Evo Firecracker, though. So Knight the bridge to block. Mighty Miner comes down, either Ice Spirit or Log. I'm going to anticipate, yeah, Log to reset the charge, and as you guys can see, that's going to be another lock. Ice Spirit, Skeletons predict the Wallbreakers. Just go for the NATO instead. Well played. If he went Wallbreakers there, he might have lost straight up. Like, he already pretty much lost. 7-4 is the kind of guy who wins in single quite a bit. But, I mean, if the opponent went for Wallbreakers there, you guys can see 7-4 is prepared with that Ice Spirit Skelly's the bridge. So, he recognizes the value of a single Elixir Expo lock and holds on to it, like, pretty much very effectively. So split archers again, and now his opponent's going to be on the offensive the whole game. Like, he's down so much, he has no big spell. He's definitely going to be like struggling to try and get a lot of damage. I also believe he's back to Evo Firecracker now, so 7-4 has to watch out. Offensive Expo, he has Fireball in hand, so he's probably going to save it for the Evo Firecracker. Ice Spirit, Skeletons, and Knight as well, I believe. But no, Archers instead to DPS. So usually the roles are Archers to DPS, Knight to tank. We do see a Fireball on the Mighty plus great Fireball, wonderful Fireball, not hitting tower, getting a lot of value. That's like the kind of play that 7-4 made that I learned a lot from back when he used to play. Like, you'd get, for example, against Logbait Tesla, I would like jokingly say that it's a terrible matchup, like a 90-10 for Logbait Tesla. I really just didn't like the matchup. It was like, I guess, a 60-40 at the time. Pre-Tesla as well for the Firecracker as well. But basically that kind of Fireball value, especially on offense, is so underrated. Like, I would see 7-4 always beat Logbait Tesla back in the day with like a Fireball on the Knight plus Tesla, or even Fireball Log sometimes. Like, just really interesting, crazy stuff. He's just full defending here, and great news is that his opponent doesn't have a Marcher, so even though he does have the Firecracker at the bridge, pretty annoying, doesn't really have a Magic Archer to worry about. And now he's going to be up so much Elixir and Defense Expo on the board, I feel like it's really just over. Notice this time Defense Expo is doing a lot of work because no big spell on the opponent's end. I always tell this to you guys, but you can punish no big spell decks with Defense Expo if you need to. And that's going to be it. So very nice, flawless game by 7-4, one off the goal, I think. So let's see how he does in the next one. Alright guys, and we are in, I think, the final match for top 500 right now, because 7-4, I think, like, is, I don't even know how high he's going, honestly, I can't predict, but we see, okay, Knight Inferno Tower. This is going to be the Expo deck I played, guys. I reached 2917, like, top 400 with this deck, Expo Inferno Tower, Evo Firecracker. At least I'm fairly certain, because I don't see any other deck with Knight Skelly's Eye Tower, and this guy's name has Loves Expo in it, so, you know, we're going to see how 7-4 plays this matchup. I low-key feel like this might be through Pernod's matchup, because Firecracker is annoying, but it's like, if you control it well, it's fine. And also Inferno Tower is pretty much useless. Like, you'd much rather have a Tesla. Eye Tower is really bad, like, compared to a Tesla in this mirror matchup. So on that note, though, this guy probably does have the Evo Firecracker, so there's a Firecracker right there. Might see a Fireball, actually. We do see an Ice Spirit late, and then maybe a Log. Yeah, a nice Log, and okay, his opponent was not ready for it. Wow, he was really not ready, just Fireballs, which is, I mean, it's a decent play, but he's down so much. I think 7-4 is going to get back to another Expo and probably, like, just absolutely steamroll this guy, because he has a really bad cycle right now. He just wasted, I think, was it a Knight? Oh, is he back to Expo? If he is, that's pretty much GG. Okay, pre-Eye Tower, yeah, that is it. Like, I think 7-4 predicted that Eye Tower as well. Like, literally, Chris can go for a Knight here, but he went for a Knight to bait out the Eye Tower, I guess. If he didn't go for Eye Tower, he would have gone Expo. Since he'd go Eye Tower, switch lanes instantly, and that's going to be it. Like, this is just what he does. He wins in single. He punishes every small micro mistake. Like, everything you don't even think could be punished, he's going to punish it. And just, like, he does this kind of stuff. So he's already up 1.5. No, he's actually up 2k in the first 2 minutes of the game against this Expo deck. I know for a fact as well, this Chris Expo person probably isn't used to playing against 3.0 with this deck. I mean, neither am I. I don't think I played a single 3.0 player the whole season, guys. Like, it was just me playing 3.0 or watching my friends play. I didn't match a single one with this Expo deck, I'm fairly certain, this season so far grinding. So, you know, don't really blame him for not being familiar with the matchup, but the good news about being like a one trick or very familiar with a deck like 7-4 is that you're familiar with every matchup yourself, even if they're not familiar with yours, if that makes sense. So even for me, when I'm playing 3.0, right, like, it's pretty useful to just be able to catch people off guard, because they probably don't know the matchup that well. Like, no one really plays 3.0 these days. Expo on the left, I feel like it's just to bait out maybe a Fireball or something, and the next Expo is going to be a killer in the right, because he obviously wants damage in the right. Archers come down, and he's definitely getting back to an Expo. I think he's like one off. Yeah, and now Chris does not even have a Knight in cycle. So yeah, Knight, Ice Spirit, Expo should come down. Yep, there's the Expo cycled back, and Chris is at 3. So 7-4 has him exactly where he wants him. Has to get back to a Knight. I don't think he can in time. Yeah, he doesn't get back in time. He didn't have enough Elixir. That's going to be it. he has to give the GG, he has to give it up, because 7-4 just played that really well. And that's going to be it for the video, guys. Like, pretty much flawless gameplay out of 7-4. Really, really nice stuff. Not much else to say, like, for the gameplay at least. I'll probably talk about it later. Alright, guys, so I finished recording now. 7-4 was able to finish 1001, which is really funny if you think about it. I mean, it's literally one off a top 1000 finish, which is good, I guess, because I don't think he won a top 1k finish. Like, he's the kind of guy who finished top 10, right? So if he doesn't beat his old best finish, he probably thinks it's trash. He's been saying it's like a terrible finish, and I'm just telling him, like, you literally reached Challenger, or push from Challenger 1 to 2.8k in like 3 days, top 500. That was like 550 or something, so just insane stuff. Honestly, I'm very happy to get him back on the channel, because it's been a while. If he plays more, I might be able to get more videos, because you guys already know, if you've been watching me for a while, I've had a lot of his videos before. I would say I'm probably one of his biggest fans, honestly. I just loved watching his gameplay and learning from him, so yeah. That's about it for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed his gameplay and my commentary explaining his thoughts. Let me know if you did, and if you'd like to see more 7-4 videos in the future. Very impressive gameplay again. I'm very happy I was able to get it, so that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.